Hello and welcome. This is Chris-Ann. I'm coming at you from Elemental Energies with Chris-Ann out of my deck. Today we are going to be making the start of a journal, and we're going to use a whole bunch of tchotchkes that my mom made a while ago, and I did a video quite a while ago using the tchotchkes. So I need to put them together and make a journal. So I have decided that I am going to make a primarily cardstock journal, and I'm going to use the ring disc system, and I've used this in a couple of videos to show how to use these. So this is going to be the crux of the journal that we're going to make. So I am using, let me grab it. I am using 8.5 by 11 cardstock, cut in half, and then doing what I call the mushroom punch. This is my demo one here. You can see better. So this is going to be the size of the journal. This is the same size journal that I make even when I sew them together and all that type of stuff. This is just going to have a different binding system to hold it all together. And I've decided I am going to use cardstock because this isn't going to have that type of protective cover that I do in the other type of journal. Normally I use a cereal box and I cover it with fabric, and you know, we do what we do with all that. This is going to have cardstock as the cover, front and back covers, unless I come across like a piece of chipboard or something that I can use. But for now, it's going to be cardstock. So we are going to cut a whole bunch of 8.5 by 11 cardstock in half. I have no idea how many I'm going to do. I am going to just kind of go as I go because these rings in the ring system are a lot bigger than the rings that I'm used to dealing with. I had to cut my fingernails down because I broke them. But that's not dirt under my nails, that's blood. So I can't clean it. And I tried cutting my nails because they broke below the line. Ooh, does it hurt? But anyways, it's not me not cleaning my fingernails. Just thought I'd say that. I have relatively decent hygiene, you know. I'm always covered in ink and paint and glue and all of that, but most of us are. Okay, so however many papers I have is, well, you'll see. Well, I'll show you the math in a minute. Wait a minute. I'm not even counting. I should have been counting. I forget how many I've done in the past. Did I do like 15 sheets of paper in the past, I think? And most of those I'm folding in half, so it counts as 4 pages. This, one of the halves, is going to count as a 2. Times 2. Let's see. So if I do 15 sheets in my other journals, which I can't remember if I do 15 or 13, so times 2, so this should be approximately 30 sheets of paper. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, let's do 2, 3, 5, should be 10. Okay, so 5 more sheets, which will be 10 more pages, so then that will be 60 pages. 30 sheets, 60 pages, I believe. This requires math. It's the summer. I'm not supposed to be doing math in the summer. That's what I told my son. Oh my gosh, are you doing math? I have to call your teacher and tell her you're actually using that math. Okay. So, this is going to be the journal. Now, it's going to be much thicker than this once we get all the goodies in it. And I am using discs that are 38 millimeter, 1.5 inch. There's 11 of them. I don't need all 11 for this, but you're going to see once this is going to get really, really full. Need be, if I need to take pages out later, I will. All right, let's put all this together. Now, when I came in and I measured this, where's my paper, my demo paper? Oh, here it is. When I came in and I measured this, ignore these holes right now. There are lines, and I've shown that here. There are lines here and here. So I tried lining it up with the first line. But I looked here, and that looked good. But then when I came and I looked here, I'm like, nope, that's not going to line up right, and it's not going to look right. No. So then I tried lining it up with this white line. I could have, but I wasn't happy with the spacing there either. So what I did is I eyeballed it, which is typically what I do. And I came in, I made sure I pressed it all the way back in this punch. Came over here, I made my own line, punched it, and that's how I got that. Is it perfect from here to here equal? No. Does it work for me? Yes, it does. Now, I did not have a permanent marker out here. This is just a regular marker, and is it going to get marks on it? No. So I am just going to keep cutting all of these, pushing it all the way back in. That is the biggest trick to using this type of punch. And you can see I kind of slide it. Once I get it in there, I kind of slide it. Now it says you can do 3 sheets max. I'm just going to do 1. The more sheets, the harder it is to push it down and the harder it is on my hands. Granted, the repetitive motion on this is kind of crappy on my hands too, but that's easier. And then once we get these done, I'll do the disc and show you how I do that, which I've shown in other videos and you probably know. But nonetheless, I'm showing you. So this is in real time, putting one of these journals together. Now, if you want to use this as something that's like a happy planner journal, where you're going to put your appointments, there are stamps that you can get, or stencils to stencil in the like blocks to then come in and journal in those blocks. Bullet journaling, there's stamps that you can do for bullet journaling. I have a recipe stamp that I love because it has great lines, but they also have stencils, and I've shown those in the past that are either college ruled lines or wide ruled lines. So many things that you can get. Check it out on Amazon, because that's typically where I get a lot of that type of stuff. Let's try 2. This is 2. But there's so many ways that you can make your own. Oh yeah, see? That's what I was talking about. So many ways that you can make your own planners. Was that actually 2? Yeah, that was 2. I'm sticking to 1. I mean, just like we make our own art journals, junk journals, we can turn them into banners and appointment books. You know, we have the phones, so we do so much in our phones. But I am kind of old school. I still like to write things down. Especially, you know how I use it is when I'm doing my weekly psychic predictions every Sunday. I keep track of the dates that I'm doing them, the deck that I'm featuring if I'm doing a review of a deck. I keep track of that. Sometimes I write down the crystals. I don't always. I should. But I do like to keep track so I can go back through the year, at the end of the year, or 6 months, like, hey, did I review this deck already? You know, that type of thing. So that's how it works for me. To me, that's super practical. Find what is practical within your life. Okay, so we have all of these done. Those look pretty good for lined up. There's one that might be a smidge off in there. What is this one? Where is it? Oh, maybe not. Oh, I see it again. All right, let's just put it together and we'll see how everything lines. I've already cut this package apart because it comes, so you have to cut it apart. I got these on Amazon. Now, it's a little tricky to do all of these all at once. So I'm gonna do this many, and then I'm just going to keep adding. And it's tedious. It's tedious, but it's cool because then you can easily add or subtract when you have this system of binding. And then look. Now there's one paper here. I don't know if that's backwards or what the paper is. Let me reline it up. No. It's a little off. You know, I don't like that one. I'm going to put this one in the front so I can remember that if I don't like it, I'm going to add another one to it, but I don't want to mess up my count right now. So need be, that will be the cover. Okay, now. Like I said, it's tedious. Come on, you. There we go. The fewer you do at once, the better. And because this is cardstock, it's easier to sort of stand up and do it. Now, when I'm going to decorate these pages, I can easily remove a page, decorate it, and then pop it back in. There. You see how much room I have left to add? Because these are going to be thick. This is not going to be a skinny journal. This is going to be a super thick journal. Now, if I can do this with issues with my hands, you can probably do it more gracefully than I am. Not that you need grace, because you don't. Nice. Just give it a little bit of a twist there. Yeah, nice. Okay. Let's keep going. Those turkeys are banging on something in my backyard. They were banging on my son's car, and then they were banging on my car. Oh, they're crazy. It's kind of monotonous hearing that noise all the time. Okay, just give it a little bit of a twist. There we go. Woohoo, we are halfway done. Oops. You're probably looking going, if you did it this way, it would go quicker. It's working for me. It's getting done. It takes time. Give it a spin. Nice. So my show is coming right up. It's September 27th in Portland, Maine. It's the Fireside Inn and Suites. It's called the Enlightenment Expo, and I am going to be selling a bunch of journals and jewelry and crystals and decks and everything, and I'm going to be talking about, I'm doing the first talk of the day about journaling and how to use journals, etc. So I'm having a whole bunch of journals for sale at all different price points on my table. My hope is to have at least 3 journals this size of this type. My mom has made a ton of the different little tchotchkes to go in the journal. All the little things we make, we put in the journals I call tchotchkes. Decorates your journal. There. Nice. And last but not least, you get 11 in this, and there's 3 I didn't use. Whoops. I'm flinging them. And I bought, I don't know, like 100 and something of these. I want to say it was like $11 or $12. If I remember, I'll try and link it. I did get it on Amazon though. They sell all different colors, and they're so much cheaper than Michael's because the Happy Planner ones are super expensive. Like crazy expensive. I mean, they're nice and they're pretty, but they're expensive. Even with a coupon, they're expensive. Look at that. We got the whole thing done. Give this a twist. Yep, nice. Okay, so you can open this up like this. It does take a little finagling. Now, we just made this, so this is going to take a little bit of time to just have this find its groove. But now, if I wanted to come in and I wanted to stencil this page right here, I can remove it from my journal. I mean, some orange. Yeah, know my colors. Some orange and some yellow. Should have taken some of that off. Yeah. Okay, let's grab this one. This is mustard seed and spice marmalade. There. Okay. I have stenciled my page. Let me put these back on. Now, I do typically like facing pages to coordinate, but look, I stenciled it. Now I can put it right back in. I can take this one out, give this a little bit of a stencil. Let's see, just there. And now here's my coordinating pages. In my mind, they're coordinating. So that's the benefit with using this type of binding system, is that I can easily put them in and out of this. And if you watched my video on my flowers, do those, and then we'll do those. So let's add those into the journal. Actually, let's do this one first. And because this is cardstock, it's a lot sturdier. And I don't mind using bulky things like this because I have a lot of space when I have this ring system. It's expandable because the rings are so big compared to the amount of papers that I have in here. And these center flowers are quite dimensional as well. Let's just give this a little, Elaine's just takes a little bit longer to dry. And see, it's pretty good. Other than the little bit of glue I just had on my finger and got there. I'll cover it. So this book is going to get loaded with tchotchkes. These I made, but everything else that's going to go in here is going to be made by my mom. So stay tuned for videos of creating this journal. Don't know where the cover is for my glue, but it's here somewhere. And then I'm going to let this dry, but let's gently, see, it does add a little bit to it, but look at all the space I have. Tons of space. So come back for future videos to see how I load this journal up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you do this type of binding. This was just a video mostly on the actual, how I put together the binding, sort of making this journal from scratch. And please subscribe to this channel. Check out my Instagram and Blue Sky, Chrisanne1234 on Facebook, Elemental Energies with Chrisanne. Check out my website, elementalenergieswithchrisanne.com. Lots of freebies there, as well as that's where you can go to book a private psychic reading with me. Check out the crystals, the artwork, free printables, all that fun stuff. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care. Be free.